Joining me now from Maroochydore in Queensland is the new Shadow Climate Change and Energy Minister, Ted O'Brien. Thanks for joining us, Ted. Congratulations on your new gig. How do you fix that mess?
Thank you very much, Chris. Well, I tell you what, it's going to be a different world being in opposition than in government. But right now, we do face a crisis, and we are all now looking to the new government to fix it. Only 3 weeks ago, they were guaranteeing the Australian people that they had the answers. In their policy document about climate change and energy, their very first sentence promises cheaper energy bills, cheaper power. So this is the challenge they themselves have set. And we will be holding them to account to ensure they deliver it. With that said, they're only a couple of weeks in. They've got a meeting tomorrow that Chris Bowen will be chairing with some of his state and territory counterparts. Let's wait to see what they come up with.
Yeah, the point is, of course, the rising power prices now and the looming supply shortages is not their doing. It proves that in government, the coalition went too fulsomely down this path. Didn't you? Went too recklessly down the path of pushing up renewables without ensuring that there was enough dispatchable power, mainly coal-fired generation, there to secure the system.
With all the renewables that were coming into the system, Chris, this is why we lent in so heavily to gas. Gas was going to be able to lead our recovery, and it was gas that we had to invest in, and that's why we put together an infrastructure plan to do just that. But I think you're right to point out that the more renewables you bring into the system, the more you need to ensure that they have some form of backup, or the language being they need to be firmed. And that will be a huge challenge for the Albanese government, because they have enormously ambitious plans when it comes to bringing in more and more renewables into the system.
Well,
now, we know
that sorry to interrupt, gas is obviously great as a firming source of generation, and Labor only sort of 6 months ago was going to oppose the gas-fired generator that's going to be built at Kurri Kurri. They flipped on that. Let's just have a listen to what Anthony Albanese said today on his energy outlook.
One of the first steps we will take is to rewire our energy grid so that we can integrate more renewables into our power system. It will ensure that renewables are some 82% of the national energy market by 2030. Our plan will reduce Australia's emissions by 43% by 2030 and ensure we're on track for net zero by 2050.
Now, Ted, there are a couple of exceptions where they have an enormous amount of hydro, like New Zealand and Norway. But in the rest of the world, is there any country that's got anywhere near 80% renewable energy and been able to do it successfully?
With affordable energy, with guaranteed reliability, not to my knowledge.
So what level could we get renewables to without destroying affordability and security of supply?
Well, that's going to be up to the new government to try to work out that. I mean, what you heard then was a commitment to a reduction in emissions up to 43%. The current projections, and this is by 2030, the current projections are up to 35%. So 43 less 35, that's 8%. They plan to do that through more renewables. The question I think we need to start asking in this debate, in this term of government, is how. There's so much focus on the question of why to act on climate change. We need to have far more debate on how.
Well, exactly
how are they
right.
going to firm up the renewables?
Exactly right. My point about this is that you talk about the emissions reductions targets. Let's just talk about the renewable share of our power generation. At the moment, it's something around 25%. We've completely upended our energy system, increased prices, decreased our reliability just to get to 25%. Imagine the shambles trying to get to 82%. And it comes to this question that you've looked at for a long while and we've got to need to talk about in the future, and that is, if we want emissions-free electricity, don't we need to consider nuclear as part of the mix?
Chris, it absolutely has to be on the table for serious consideration. For everybody who loves renewables, renewables need partners in life, and there are a few technologies out there that can ramp up, ramp down, and have a guaranteed ability, and nuclear is one of those. Now, no one wants the old stuff. No one wants the old Soviet-era technologies. But when you're talking about generation 3 plus and 4, in particular those small modular reactors, there is no reason why Australia should not have an open discussion about whether or not that should be part of our energy mix. Not today, not next year. It'll take some time. But right now, the Labor Party continues to refuse any consideration of the technology.
You'll push that in
It's
this term?
bizarre.
You'll push the debate?
Of course we'll. Well, of course, absolutely. It's a conversation we have to have, and if we truly want to get real about reducing emissions but having affordable and reliable energy, we cannot afford to have that debate without nuclear on the table.
Well said, Ted O'Brien. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much, Chris. All the best.